This is Terrence Andre Banks with Information Age Financial Solutions, coming to you with an article I read from Market Watch dealing with bankruptcies. And it seems like it's reminiscent of the Great Recession. Every time you see articles like this, of course, it attracts my attention. I'm going to leave a link inside the description. I'm going to dive right in. In the first 7 months of the year, U.S.-based companies announced 42,937 jobs cut due to bankruptcy. This is up 40% in the same period last year. They got a picture of Barney's right here. Apparently, they're closing a lot of stores. Barney's New York filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy protection Tuesday. The recent spate of bankruptcy for America is taking its toll. U.S.-based companies announced 42,937 jobs cut due to bankruptcy, up 40% on the same period last year, and nearly 20% higher than all bankruptcy-related job losses last year. A report released Tuesday concluded, despite the record low unemployment. Bankruptcy filings have not claimed this many jobs lost since the Great Recession. Wow. It's the highest 7th-month total since 2009, when 50,258 cuts due to bankruptcy were announced. It is the highest 7-month total since 2009, when I keep repeating the same things, but that's how articles are probably using it. According to the recent report by outplacement and business coaching firm Chandler, Gray & Christmas. In fact, it's higher than the annual totals for bankruptcy cuts every year since 2009. Companies cited bankruptcy as the reason for 11.6% of all jobs cut announced from January to July. That compares to 11.3% of all cuts for the same period in 2018. Since 2007, bankruptcy has accounted for approximately 6% of all job cuts every year. The Challenger report tracks planned job cuts publicly announced by U.S.-based employers. These job losses are gleaned from news reports, company filings with the Securities and Exchange Commission, annual reports, company press releases, and where possible, state worker adjustment and retraining notification warn reports. Regardless of when the job losses actually occur, they count in the month when they are announced. Most of these jobs were in the retail sector. The reason why the article took my attention because many people still don't know that retail is still one of the largest employers for the United States. So anytime job losses come in this particular section, it's something to pay attention to. Barney's New York said Tuesday it filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy protection. Analysts cite competition from online retailers like Amazon and eBay. Every time they say that it's Amazon and eBay, it really doesn't matter because Barney's was supposed to be a high-end and high-scale competitor. And I'm probably sure they have their online presence. So it's just funny when they keep mentioning the old same things. Amazon, eBay, and online is taking their market share. It's not. They already had an online place. It's just the way things are going, and the consumers tapped out. The company landmark Madison Avenue store will remain open. The company secured $75 million in financing to pay employees and vendors. The number of retail store closures in the first 7 months of the year has exceeded the total number last year. Consumer spending rose 0.3% in June, in line with the forecast of economists polled by Market US Watch. U.S. consumers didn't spend as much in June as they did in the previous 3 months, but incomes rose solidly for the 5th month in a row, and already strong savings rate edged even higher. The savings rate edged up to 8.1% from 8% near a 3-year high. The number of retail closures in the first 7 months of the year has exceeded the total numbers last year, according to CoreSite research data cited by the Associated Press. CoreSite expects 12,000 stores will be closed this year. So far for this year, 7,567 retail stores have closed their doors versus 5,864 for all last year. Barney's employs approximately 1,400 people, so they're going to be affected by this, of course. There was a 5% monthly increase in total bankruptcy filings in July 2019. The American Bankruptcy Institute announced a separate report released Monday. There were 64,283 bankruptcy filings, up from 62,240 from the same period last year, and there were roughly 1,000 more consumer bankruptcies by July compared to the same period last year. Here's where it gets much more interesting. If you're in Alabama had the highest per capita rate with 5.61 filings per 1,000 people, followed by Tennessee. If you live in Tennessee, there's 5.39, and Georgia had 4.31, Mississippi 4.25, and Nevada 3.79. Last year, there were more than 770,000 bankruptcy filings. A legal process gives financially strapped debtors a fresh start, also paying their creditors down from 1.6 million in 2010. The number of job losses, meanwhile, held steady at 7.3 million on the last business day. Try to always throw in some positive news. U.S. Bureau of Legislative said Tuesday over the month. Hires and separation also relatively flat at 5.7 million and 5.5 million, respectively. With separations, the quits rates was unchanged at 2.3, and the layoffs or discharge rates was also little change at 1.1%. Anyway, the article itself is worth your attention. I kind of read through it quickly, probably come across a couple words. Take the time, look, attention. You have to do things differently, because the old way of doing things doesn't make any sense, especially in the retail sector. If you're in the retail space, you really need to think about another form of profession, because as this continues to heat up and we have not had a market correction, it's only going to get worse. If this video has been any value to you, please subscribe, leave some comments, and until my next video, I'm out.